Hey guys, this is Ring from the Ring and welcome back to my channel. If you're new to this channel is all about traveling, good foods, and a lot of motorcycles. That's right. Today, indeed, I have another motorcycle to introduce you to guys. It is the BMW M1000RR. That's right. This RR has all the packages available. Basically, the only thing that this bike is missing in options is an alarm. That's right. It does not have an alarm. This BMW has all the packages you can see. Anybody who is familiar with BMW bikes, is familiar with the M packages and all the other billet and carbon packages that come on this bike, you know when you see it, when it's black, it's not the white one, you're pretty sure that it's got all the packages thrown onto it right out from Germany, because nobody in their right mind will probably buy one package but not the other, especially when the cost is a very minimal hike from, what it was to begin with. It's so crazy how much carbon is on this bike. It's the whole bike. So the whole bike here is wrapped in carbon and original stock carbon. I'm not saying stock carbon is better than aftermarket carbon, because I don't think that there's any differences. When it's straight from the factory in Germany, you have pretty good confidence in BMW, and hence one of the reasons you might buy a BMW motorcycle over another motorcycle is because, you trust the brand, and, rightly so. They've been in business for that long, especially in the automotive world. There's nothing to fault this bike so far. If you saw my initial ride, I've said that there are a few things that jumped out at me, and they still really emphasize the ride quality. I mean, the things that I noticed is, you got your heated grips, you got your amenities, you got your cruise control, which, just aids in the whole riding process. I mean, again, if you can see, we're here in Berks Falls again. Berks Falls is where I introduced you guys to my Hayabusa, the white one. You can see the video right here. So I figured, we're out riding as a pack, and I took about 2 hours off, ride off over here and try to find the same exact spot so I could, introduce you to another bike. That was a quick bike, and this is a quick bike. Now, so in the first initial ride, the ride was awesome, but it wasn't a very long ride, and I didn't, get to feel the bike that much. But today, getting up here from Toronto to Berks Falls took a few hours. I'm getting more adapted to the bike, or should I say, I'm getting more used to the way that it is handling. I'm still having it between dynamic and road. I find the road that much more easier to control. Not that you need, but if you're just riding, if you're cruising, or if you're like touring on your bike for a few hours or a full day type of ride, you don't need the excitement every other second. The road mode does not lack any excitement. When you twist it, it still goes. You see 200 just like that. I mean, I'm talking about kilometers per hour, of course, but it's still very, very quick. And I've heard that, I'm not sure, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, that in road mode you don't get full power and that your torque is cut down. Let me know. But anyhow, I want to introduce you guys. This acro exhaust is super quiet. So this pipe on this bike it doesn't match because it's so quiet. You hear the sucking of the air noise more than the pipe when you're on the highway. I mean, if you're on H2, maybe, yeah, you want to hear the turbine, so you might want a quieter exhaust on that bike so you could hear the turbine more. There's nothing to hear here except road noise. So you sort of really need a louder pipe. I mean, BMW could have just given us a little bit more noise. The look of this bike was very surprising. I mean, I saw it in a lot of YouTube, a lot of photos, Instagram, whatnot, but when I saw it in person, what the? This is you just rode this off from a MotoGP circuit, right? I mean, look at that winglet. That winglet is just amazing. I'm not going to say it's necessary or not. I don't need that 50 pound of down pressure when I'm going 200, because I'm not going to be going 200. But it looks mean, you know what I'm saying? This windscreen, sort of like a big bubble. I didn't really notice it being all that efficient in blocking the wind and protecting you from the wind as a rider. It's okay. So after now that I've gotten a few hundred more kilometers into the bike, I still don't really feel the effectiveness of this, what seems to be a bigger sort of windscreen than your other leader bikes or sports bikes. This one seemed like it should block a lot of wind, but it does not. It's pretty much the same as any other leader bike or sports bikes. The wheels is what I really find really surprising. When I rode my 1199 Superleggera, that was, I think, the first time that I had ridden many kilometers on a carbon wheel. The carbon wheels on that bike, I felt it was really nimble. This don't feel like that it's really nimble, but it does lean in quite easily. You could notice that it was very easy to lean even at speed. This bike with auto carbon looks just absolutely amazing, but you know, it's not just about looks. This bike does come with a lot of genuinely awesome parts. Now, the grip is one of those better grips, and there's none of that play that you see in a lot of bikes, even very expensive bikes. They come stock with a play when you twist the throttle, but this one does not, which I like. Tail section here is super clean. Look at the tail. This is the tail. I mean, this is the shortest part, and this is the last. This is the very end of the bike, and it comes out this much more. So another cool thing is, if you're seeing my other motorcycle videos, I love folding mirrors. It's just something good to have, especially when you don't have a gigantic garage and you need to put a few bikes in there, move around. Having the folded mirror, it's just, peace of mind, because if you have a bunch of Ducatis in there with mirrors that don't fold, you're like so timid just trying to not touch the other bike's mirror, because if you touch it, it's gonna fall off. If there's anything for me, this seat here makes this bike here super tall. I mean, I could ride a GS, I could ride this, yes, but GS is very well balanced, even when it's stationary. I mean, when you're riding, it's the most balanced bike ever, right, that I've ridden. But this bike is not as balanced as a GS, but yet it's almost as high. I think it's like close to 33 inches, 32.6 or 2.8 inches. This seat is making the bike tall. It's not the bike. The bike is not, like, supposedly the frame is the same height, and what's making this bike really tall is the seat. See this cover? I forgot what this cover is supposed to do. Somebody said that it's a wheel cover. It does cover part of the wheel, like about 1/5 of it, but is it a wheel cover, as in it just needs to cover the wheel? But I don't know, man. This thing, when you look at this bike right here, sort of, it reminds me of two other bikes. And, well, they don't really exist. First one would be a Tron bike. What it reminds me more of, it's Akira's bike. Akira, the movie, if you've seen it, I like how it's sort of subtle. This BMW badge is not very apparent. And one of the reasons why it's not very apparent is because you don't notice this, because you notice everything else. Because everything else is so bling bling, you don't even see the BMW badge, which would usually stand out on a black bike, but with a carbon bike, with the bike shining in different angle, you don't even see this. You see the wing lid more than anything. Look at all these fins here. Look at these fins everywhere on a bike. It's really cool looking. One thing that I don't really enjoy is that this bike, the heat dispersion is pretty vast, and it's not only, like, say, on your right thigh where it is on most Ducatis. It's my right thigh, and if you're going at speed, it's usually okay. But this bike, I was going, well, pretty quick. It would still boil you. I mean, it boils you all over. I mean, your whole leg. It's at least very apparent everywhere around your leg. One spot that's really apparent is the inner side of your lower leg. Pretty much like close to your ankle on my left. It's pretty scary. It's quite apparent, and it affects the whole enjoyability of the ride. There is enjoyability. Another thing I think it's really cool is it comes with rear sets. Like, for me, the same. But for guys who go on the track, if you have to throw rear sets on, because if you're on a track, this position is not the optimal position. Even I know that. And this tank in liters is being about 16 something liters, and so far it's pretty efficient, I must say. This bike is so efficient that I find it incredible. With all the power it's got, it was so quick to just get to 200. Because on the road, local side streets, side roads, you don't feel that. It's very docile, and it feels like it's nice and easy to ride. So you do gotta clutch it at certain lower speed corners and side streets and all. But on the highway, this is where this thing really sings. Although it doesn't really sing, like I said, because this is too quiet. I don't hear it. I don't hear the pipe at all. But yeah, this bike so far, it's only been a few hundred that I've ridden. It's very pleasing. I mean, I'm very satisfied with this bike in every department. Hey, well, thanks for watching this video, man. If you like my videos, remember to comment, like, and share. If you think my stuff is pretty good, do consider subscribing to my channel. See ya.